Hi guys, my name is Jung, and I'm working on the project where we're researching social hierarchy in eastern gray squirrels. We're focusing on the feeding behavior of both subordinate and dominant squirrels. My name is Jung Yoon, and my mentor is Charles Sontag, but he's not here because he's teaching. I forgive him for that.
I don't.
This is an entirely new project that I had to create all by myself. I gave Louis my proposal, got accepted. So we don't have hard data, but our objective is to examine the social hierarchy of gray squirrels, both subordinate and dominant, when they're eating. So there has been past research done in the past. Oh, that's redundant. But it's all been master's or PhD level research. So basically that's over 4,000 hours of data per research. I don't have that time. I don't have the resources to do that. But I found that a lot of these researches, while they are so in-depth, they're pretty lacking because they've been using the same method to examine social hierarchy, which is leaving a tray of food out on the ground in the forest and leaving a camera out and then recording hours and hours of footage and then analyzing it. And that's great for basic information about social hierarchy of squirrels, but that leaves out so many uncontrollable factors that we just have to make assumptions on, and that's not good. That's not good. So what we would do is we would have a human researcher, me, place down food directly between two or more squirrels as evenly as possible in real time, and see how they would react when there is food directly provided to them, not if they found it in nature, because we don't know, we honestly don't know if squirrels have finders keepers. They might, we don't know. So as for our goals, we want to film the interactions between the two or more squirrels when they're provided food, and then we're trying to analyze it and see if there's a pattern that we can notice when of both dominant and subordinate squirrels when food is provided. And we want to provide, we want to obtain enough information to be published in Animal Behavior, which is like the top of the top animal behavior journal, hence the name Animal Behavior, or BIOS. And as for materials, we used roasted sunflower seeds, roasted peanuts, a grabber tool, and a GoPro camera. The sunflower seeds weren't a part of the actual experiment. It's basically my tool of getting the squirrels to trust me because they are animals and they'll avoid me because they hate me because they don't want to die. So I'm trying to get them to trust me and say, hey, I want you to come to this location at this time every day and trust me because I have food for you. And the reason why I used roasted seeds and peanuts is because if you give a squirrel or any wildlife basically raw peanuts and seeds, they can get a fungal infection and die, and I don't want them to die because then I can't do my research. So I provide them with roasted food. And I use the grabber tool to protect myself from two things. Zoonotic diseases, which means it's a disease that can be transferred from human to an animal and vice versa, and to protect myself from the federal government, because the moment I touch a squirrel with my fingers, I will be pounded by federal policies, protocols, and laws that I don't have the money to like defend myself from. So a grabber tool would protect me from everything, which is really good. And GoPro camera, obviously, to record the interaction between squirrels. You don't have to read this. You don't have to read everything. So I can't leave stuff out of my procedure without it being incomplete, but you just have to read the ones in bold. So we picked the locations and the time in which we will go to that location, and why that's really important is because squirrels are prey animals, and therefore they will not go into the open land. If you see a squirrel in open land, it'll probably be plucked off the ground by a hawk or run over by a car. That's why you don't see squirrels often in open land. So we picked a land where there's a lot of shrubs, trees where they can hide. And squirrels, if you didn't know, they like to be active early morning to early afternoon. Then sometimes they take a nap, they do. And then they are active again late afternoon to early evening. And we put the nut down to congregate the squirrels around us, and then we would put a nut using the grabber tool between 2 or more squirrels. And we would never put another one until the dominant squirrel that picked it up finished eating. Because if we did that, that would invalidate all the information we got. And then at the end, this is for, I'll explain it later on, we discarded and removed all uneaten food. So some challenges that we faced were obviously acquiring the squirrel trust. Like, they have ears that are so good, they can hear me from a mile away. Like, I would just start walking and then I can feel their heads turning and they just all run away. And I don't see them for like 30 minutes. So that's where the sunflower seeds come in, and I put them down. I'm trying to show them, hey, like me, I'll give you food if you help me with my research. And acquiring permission to use public parks. Lewis and probably every professor here has probably worked with some kind of local government, and they are so slow to respond, it's crazy. And it's tough because after all that time, they can just say no. Like 1 month, I waited 1 month for a response after a meeting they had, and I was told no. So I was like, okay. But it helped me polish my professional email writing skills, which is good. And I did get approval, which I'll talk about later on. And heat. So one day it was 90% humidity and 87 degrees. I almost died. It was so bad. But I did have some accomplishments. So I have a lot of free time while after I placed the sunflower seeds, as you would expect. So I completed an extensive literature review, and I have a pretty good background information all laid out. I can show you if you want later on, just email me. And I picked 2 locations so far, which is pretty good for 1 month worth of work. I'm proud of myself for that. And I actually got approval from Bergen County to use a county park. And it felt pretty good having the Ron Swanson of Bergen County say yes to me. If you don't know Ron Swanson, you need to watch Parks and Rec. And Snaggletail. I'll talk about Snaggletail soon. These are 2 locations I picked. As you can see, there are shrubs and trees all over. And what I noticed was that the squirrels were eating the sunflower seeds at the spot and leaving the shells there. What that tells me is that the squirrels felt safe enough to eat it there without having to cache it away. So that makes it good for research because they won't run away while doing the research. And Snaggletail. Snaggletail was the first squirrel that didn't run away from me immediately when I came near it. So like this squirrel's dear to me. So she's in Leonia, but she's my symbol of progress because I'm only 1 month in, but there's already 1 squirrel, Snaggletail, who's not afraid of me. So let's hope there's more Snaggletails out there. In terms of future goals, I want to expand the team because I'm leaving for summer too, because I have to work. But I've been working on this alone for the past month, and I really want more people to work with so I can get more field data. Because that's all what it's about. And I want to establish about 5 locations so I can generalize the information so it can be published, because that's all animal behavior journals care about. Can it be applied? So thank you for your time.